Good afternoon, everyone. So we'll start now with the anatomy of pelvis. We'll first look at the male pelvis anatomy and the female pelvis. Gluteal region, obviously I have not covered. It's not possible to cover it in 30 minutes. And what we are going to do is, Ashwin is going to speak on ultrasound and I'll speak on the MRI so that we get an idea of how things look on both. Let's start with prostate. Prostate, as we know, is an exocrine gland, a walnut shaped, which lies between the bladder, neck and the external urethral sphincter. The purpose of prostate is to secrete fluid which liquefies the semen, and here you have a ridge shape. The prostatic urethra passes through the prostate. Prostate is surrounding it. You have a central thickening called the verumontanum where the ejaculatory ducts are opening. So that's one place where it looks a little bit thickened and fusiform. The base of the prostate, which is a pyramid-like structure, is at the bladder neck, while the apex is at the external urethral sphincter. Posterior superior to the prostate lies the seminal vesicle, and seminal vesicle duct and then the vas deferens together form the ejaculatory duct opening into the prostatic urethra. If we look at the anatomy of prostate, initially it was described as the lobar anatomy, where you have the median lobe, anterior, posterior, and the two lateral lobes. But then this does not really hold good in an adult prostate. This more reflects a fetal anatomy. Also, it's not practically useful with respect to the pathologies. So what we really use is the McNeil zonal anatomy, which was later modified by Rifkin, where he divides the prostate into glandular portion and non-glandular portion, this being the functional components of it. The glandular portion further has an inner zone, inner portion, and an outer portion. The inner gland has transitional zone and the periurethral gland, while the outer gland has the peripheral zone and the central zone. It's very important to understand this anatomy because this is what is seen on ultrasound and MRI. The non-glandular portion of the prostate gland is the urethra itself and the anterior fibromuscular stroma. So effectively, when we are looking at imaging in prostate, we are talking in terms of the inner gland and the outer gland, in which on imaging, transition zone and central zone imaging wise may not be able to be separated. You know where they are located. So we'll call it as transitional bar central zone and the peripheral zone. And how this anatomy helps us is, this reflects the pathologies too. So we take urethra as the central point of reference, and just around the urethra is the transitional zone and the periurethral gland. Anteriorly you have the fibromuscular stroma. Posteriorly, near the base, majority of it is the central zone, while below that and behind it is peripheral zone. Near the apex it's only the peripheral zone. This picture makes things simple. So you have this whole peripheral zone, which is like an ice cream cup, and inside it the central